together with Earle Sports Bets. Yeah, the twins, they be checking in, stacking up. Green is the scene that you're stepping in. Winning is a trend, and we stay making dollars. Nerd talk with the sports bet scholars. Yeah, R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies. R.I.P. to the bookies.
We are live. Welcome back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. My name is Nicholas Shaw. I'm joined here as always by my brother Tim, and today we have a 9-game card in the NBA and a 6 or 7 game card in the NHL. So we have, and we're getting to that point now where the shows are mainly just going to be NBA, NHL going forward. So there's that. But we'll quickly recap yesterday. For whatever reason, I'm never allowed to have winning days anymore. Like, this has been an unbelievably, incredibly frustrating run the last few weeks, where I think I've had like 4 or 5 winning days like this month. Like, it's been, and I get it. A lot of my losing days are down a quarter unit, down a half a unit, but like they add up after a while. I was down 2.5 units yesterday. NFL, of course, I take the over 42.5, and they don't. And all of a sudden the Jets remembered what defense was. They win 21-13. That was a game I should have just stayed completely away from, because that was going to either go one of two ways. If I bet, or it was going to go. Yeah, if I bet the side, it was either going to go one of two ways. I bet the Texans, the Jets win, and I feel stupid for falling for the trap. I bet the Jets, the Texans win, and I feel stupid for betting the Jets again. So I bet the over, and of course, there's no points. Hockey went 2-3. Blues, they tied it up late just to give up a goal later. They lose 2-1 to the Flyers. Over 5.5, Boston, Carolina was as easy as it gets. 5 goals in the first period. And now I give credit to the Ice Guys for this one. It's a system play, and I've been kind of following, and I haven't been doing it to the complete amount that the Ice Guys have been doing it. Teams off a shutout loss. I believe it's 15-2 the first period over and 12-4-1 to the full game over. I've not been doing the first period overs. I've been just doing the full game overs, which I'm fine with that. I'm not really much of a first period bettor. If I do take first periods, it's like dog shots or first period puck lines on big bounce back games to double up on spots. But 12-4-1 to the full game over. We have one of those today. I talked about it in the free pick video last night. So I've already moved on that. And for those wondering, the team coming off the shutout loss today, the New York Islanders. So that's just for the full game over. That doesn't say the Islanders win. That doesn't say they lose. It's just the overs. So over 5.5 comes through there. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end. I think they were 12 games into their season, and the Penguins finally learned defense. They gave up 1 goal. Good job, Penguins. You learn how to play defense. The team total over 2.5, the full game over 6.5, loser on the Anaheim Ducks. One of my favorite plays of the day yesterday, though, came through. No Connor McDavid, no problem. 5-1 winner for the Edmonton Oilers in that game there. And then the NBA was a frustrating 1-1 day. Now, the Rockets were as easy as it gets. They jumped out early. They were up 13 at the end of the first quarter. They were up 16 heading into the fourth quarter. Got a little closer, but when you have 6.5 points in your back pocket, losing the fourth quarter by 10 points, up 16, not a big deal. However, I lost with the Clippers, who had an 18-point lead heading into halftime, and I had 4.5 points with them. And they lose by 6. That's what I got to wake up to this morning, because the last time I checked, because I went to bed, and the last thing I saw with that game was they were up 18 heading into halftime. I'm like, all right, cool. I have a 2-0 NBA day. I'm starting to see the NBA board well. Hopefully, we'll be able to turn around and get closer to the nope. So we'll see how the NBA goes today. It's been a little bit of a struggle as of late, but I'm hoping to start seeing that board well because I want to get better at the NBA. I do. So
my CapperTek's not being pulled up on my computer, so that's fun. So let's pull it up on my phone. I know that yesterday wasn't a good day. The NHL. I'm sorry. Let's just go NBA first. I had one play. It was the Memphis Grizzlies. As easy can get. I love to see it. Plus 6.5. They won by 1 million. So, Bucks just laid down and died that game. NHL. Had my first ugly day in a while. Bruins money line. Was not the play. Blues money line. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I was on that too.
Nick's gonna love my next one, even though it was a loser. Penguins puck line. They ended up winning in overtime, so that was unfortunate. Montreal money line after they got blown out. Nah. But had to end one way, Nick. How do we end the card?
Sharks.
With the Sharks. Sharks my only winner, plus 135. Ended up being a negative day in hockey. 1-0 day in the NBA. Definitely, I at least I got the Sharks. Now, big game tonight, Nick, between me and you, even though you're going to act like you don't care.
Yeah. I feel like I need to get a clip for this show of the Dancing Sharks for San Jose games. Which
when did the Sharks play again?
Probably not for a few days because they just won 3 games in 4 days.
Oh, wow. Don't let the Sharks – nope, they play tomorrow.
Yeah, they play tomorrow. That'll be their 4th game in 7
days. They're at home.
They're at home against the Canucks.
Give me them Sharks. Anyways.
Yeah, I wouldn't be – and looking at the schedule here for the Islanders, I wouldn't be surprised if this is a little bit of a look-ahead spot for their next game, which we'll talk about when we break down that game. But on Sunday, they play the Rangers.
If the Islanders were playing halfway decent right now, then maybe, but they're not playing well.
Fair.
But if you want to go say hi to the chat and we can get rolling.
Yeah. There we go. Who else? Marcos first here. What's up, my guys? Let's get it. Let's catch today. Hit the like button, people. Show some appreciation. Subscribe and share. Tim A, the rest of the saying. The words. Okay, NBA slate. Let's find some value in cash. There you go. Rockets take down the Mavs in Dallas, and the Clips give a haircut. The Suns give the Clips a haircut. San Antonio blows out the Jazz. Now the ultimate question is: are the Jazz the worst team in the NBA? 0-5 to start the year. And, of course, Marco's coming in trying to piss off Tim Earle, saying the T-Wolves, first quarter, first half, full game, money line.
I've never seen somebody hate the Nuggets like this. It's kind of weird.
Detroit money line. Pens money line. Well, you lay the minus 170? Okay. Caps puck line, Leafs puck line, Bruins money line. Flyers money line once again minus 170s there. Big chalk. And the Oilers over 6 push, but the Hawks money line lose. Yeah, I was interested in the Hawks -1 in the over, and I didn't bet either, and I'm glad I didn't. Jets money line with the over 30 teaser. It's a miracle. Jets win a game. Yeah. Are we starting off in Finley today? Panthers at plus money. Okay. Are they plus money now? If they're plus money, I'm a little bit more interested. But when I capped this last night, no, the Panthers are minus 122. If anything, it'd be, I believe, a small lean towards the Stars, but I'm not getting involved in that game. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Panthers, Sabres, Isles draw. Kind of like that draw. CBJ, the Rangers sends over 6.5, Wild and Flames. I like the Panthers too. Was watching Leafs, the game. 4 seconds to go in the first period, and Freddie Freeman's at-bat song come on during the face-off, and the Leafs scored a filthy goal. They were tapped into the Freddie Mojo. There you go. Panthers got 4 Finnish players and a Finnish assistant coach, while Dallas just has 3 Finns. Simple.
Then why are they even playing the game then? All right, just give it to the Panthers.
Here's the way I would like to approach that. I'm going to watch today's game. Whoever loses today, I'll bet tomorrow.
Oh, they're doing that again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a back-to-back. What's good, Nathan Cerna? Howdy, folks. What's good, Bailey? Morn. What's good, Markel? Had 2 parlays yesterday. Both would have cashed for 400. All good. I had the Jets and Texans first half 121. There you go. Cashed a sweaty triple. James Harden triple-double last night. Wow. Plus 950. Rockets +6. Clippers +4.5. 1-1. Yeah, I had those 2 plays as well. Ducks money line, the over 6.5. Hawks team total over, loss. Blues money line, loss. Over 5.5 in the Hurricanes. Yeah, I at least got one there. Jets money line, Jets making the playoffs. Yeah, no, the Jets are going to the Super Bowl this year. You already know. Stop.
Just stop.
Yeah.
Just stop.
Played
Making a
one.
fool of yourself.
Yeah, played 1 in NBA and took Clippers money line. Half times the Suns were plus 1,700 to win. I honestly can't bet the NBA. It makes no sense. It kind of doesn't. Mavs pissed me off. Markel, you on the Fakers tonight? You already know get right spot after getting killed to the Caps. That's a fair statement. Minus 15 sprinkle and 80-30.
I'm personally going to go after the Rockets. They not Rockets. Sorry, the Raptors.
Wow. Okay. NBA betting is designed to steal money from poor people. I am convinced of this till the public starts winning plays comfortably. Fair. Okay, bro. The Ducks just wouldn't shoot the damn puck. They sat in the Penguin zone, passed the puck, and turned it over. That's just so much fun. LeBummy James scored 2 points back home. Cool. Yeah. The Sharks, yeah. Yo, what's good, Andrew? We getting a betting show for the election? Yes. I got to figure out when I'm going to do that. But I'm starting to put my numbers together for it. But yes, we will. We will. And there's a few spots that I kind of like for some nice big plus money. Starting to look at polling and stuff like that. The Canucks versus Sharks game is such a tough read. I've always said this. Vancouver team had a lucky year last year, and Saturday sets up for the perfect panic mode loss. And one thing that we've noticed so far, and we'll take a look at what the Blackhawks have, who the Blackhawks play their next game. Now, granted, 2-game sample size, but the teams off of a loss against the San Jose Sharks are 2-0 this year. So there's that. Knickerbockers money line. Marcos, just remember 2016 before you speak about your king. Thursday night football, worst game of the week so far. How bad was the Texans? I lied, bet the Suns cash. There you go. Super Bowl Jets, yeah. Lakers going to beat the brakes off the baby Raptors. That would be the only way I can probably look in that game. We'll talk about that. Tim just said, don't hate on NBA betting. Sports books are designed to make money. Crazy concept, right? What's good, Nicholas Handy? We on that red wave, but sadly he's the favorite at 60%. I have a futures bet from a while ago where I got her at 18-1 after the first debate. I'll probably ride that out. The polling suggests that the line should not be this wide, but we'll break that down on a separate show because I know Tim does not want to talk about this. I'd love to hear about the election bets too. Yeah, I remember we made some money last election with some of those state bettings. I think I got 2-1 on Biden to win Nevada, and I got like plus 250 on him to win Georgia, things like that. So, and I remember last year being able to live bets Biden at like 5-1.
Holy crap! 1-800 gambler, Nick. Jesus.
There's money to be made, and here's the thing: me holding on to the Harris 18-1 ticket, I'll hopefully look for an opportunity if Trump gets up to like 4-1, 5-1, 6-1 to grab a small piece and break even at the very least if he does win. So polling has been skewed. I can see that. All right, stick to the sports then. Yeah, pretty sure Trump is winning by a landslide, and I'm Canadian. Yeah, that's what and here's the thing is the lines are moving one way, but also you got to keep in mind the demographics that like to bet on sports books. Generally, those would be more conservative red side. So things you got to keep in mind is maybe some betting bias of the audience that would bet the election. Harris money line, Georgia going red. They're currently minus 300. Currently minus 300 to go red, so we'll see. The only thing I know is, okay, Georgia going blue, watch, plus 240. Plus 240 right now over on Bet Online for Georgia to go blue. Just saying. On the day of the favorite, has won the election 9 of the last 10 times. Yeah. So we'll see, but we'll go away from that because we will have a separate show specifically for that. So we're not going to talk that much here. We will have a specific show for that, probably maybe the third or the fourth, maybe the night before the election. Go from there. So that's kind of that. There you go. There you go. All right, let's get into it here. Ooh, this should be an interesting spot here, Tim. Boston Celtics are 10.5-point road favorites against the Charlotte Hornets. Total 232 in this game. As I'm currently setting up all my line history and my my cash flow. I'm kind of interested in a spot in this game, and I want to see if the markets kind of agree with me here. Because we have the Boston Celtics, they're 4-1 this year, 3-2 ATS, 3-2 over under. The Hornets 2-2, 2-2 straight up, 2-2 over under. Hornets are coming in off of a win, but a no cover. I'm glad I stayed off that game because I was looking at the minus 6.5 for the Hornets. They win by 6. Would have gotten hooked on that one there. And on the flip side, we have the Boston Celtics coming off of their first loss of the year. Now, it was 135-132. That was a very generous score. That game made it into overtime because the Celtics won the fourth quarter by 14 points. So we saw the Celtics kind of get beat down in that game a little bit. They were down 14 heading into the fourth quarter. So that score looks a little bit generous there. Let's take a look at the line history in this one now that that's loaded up. Line opened up an 11. It's down to a 10.5. Wow. Line's moving towards the Hornets with the Celtics off a loss. Line opened up at a 231.5. It's up to a 232 now in this one here. Let's take a look at the cash flow. 72% of tickets, 74% of cash on the Celtics. That'll be enough to keep me off of them. And then 81% of tickets and 84% of cash on the over. Line's moving towards the over here in this one. Something tells me that the Celtics bounce back in this game and win by margin, but the markets are kind of telling me no. I kind of lean if I'm betting the Celtics instead of laying 10.5 on the road, you take a little team total over, which you can get the team total over is around 120.5, 121.5. So I'd probably lean Celtics team total over, full game over, something along those lines, not getting involved.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to. It would be Celtics or nothing for me, and it's just because the Celtics are coming off their first loss of the year. Who called the Pacers beating the Celtics? Oh, well, me. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. But this should be realistically a bounce back spot. Celtics should go into this one and blow them out. Am I laying 10.5 points on a road team? Absolutely not. So, no, I have no interest in going after this one today.
Yeah. And at the very least, and these spots have not been doing well for me this year, is the quote unquote motivated favorite.
Yeah.
They're not that those spots are not doing well for me. But this would be another spot where if you're laying a big number with a team, you want them to at least be motivated, and the Celtics off of a loss are motivated. So you never know. It's so still a stay off spot for me. But
let's immediately go and jump on a plus 400. I'm not going to talk you off of it.
Friends don't talk friends off of dogs.
Hey, if you want to go after, if you're taking something and you're going after some big plus money, go for it. I will never talk anybody off of plus money. Here we go. Celtics team total over. Come on. Celtics lose outright must mean they beat up on the Hornets, right? They should, in theory.
In theory, they should.
Charms or nothing. Boston in the over. I don't trust Celtics covering a big road, especially a big number, especially on the road. Ball pro, Tatum pro, man points over. I don't really look at player props, but good luck to you. Pass. Boston first quarter spread. If you're gonna go after this, why not? If you're gonna, here's my deal with big favorites. Trifecta them, because most likely, I feel like they're either going to come out slow and then build up, or they're going to win the first quarter, first half, and may get backdoor covered. NBA is a Jedi mind trick. Hornets must cover because that is the opposite of what you think. Hornets first half money line.
The markets are suggesting the Hornets cover in this game, which is why another reason why I'm staying off. Now, for those who like to call me out for reading the markets and stuff like that, they're not perfect. Nothing in sports betting is perfect. It just gives you a general idea of what the betting markets think is going to happen. Sorry, I keep getting called out for using markets.
Capitals and Ovechkin ain't never in doubt. Yeah, I was on the wrong side of that one. Majority of books were dirty for hiding the wagon. That was Broberg anytime point. I took the Rockets and Grizzlies yesterday. There you go. Love getting Suns at plus money live bet. Screw the Clippers. There you go. Let's roll on to this game.
Yeah, we have the New York Knicks and the Detroit Pistons. The Knicks 6-point favorites in this game, total 216. Line opened up and an 8, it's down to a 6.5. So we do have a move towards these New York Knicks. Line opened up 220.5 down to a 217.5, suggesting that the Knicks struggle to score points tonight. 89% of tickets, 88% of cash on the over. Line's moving towards the under. 59% of tickets and 60% of cash on the Knicks, and yet this line's moving towards the Pistons. Tells me the Pistons are a live underdog in this game. Let's take a look at the way these two teams have played so far. 2-2 are the New York Knicks, 2-2 straight up, NATS, and 2-2 against the spread. On the flip side, the Pistons are 1-4 this year. They're 3-2 ATS, 1-4 over under. So they've been a little bit of an under team so far. I believe that's because they are one of the worst teams points-wise this year, offensively. If I remember right, they are 26th in the league in points scored per game, 106.2. They're actually 10th in the league and in points against. So they're a top 10 defense and a bottom 10 offense. That's why they've played 4 under so far this year. And the only game that went over was against the Celtics, who basically can drag any team over the total. So there's that. I'm kind of interested maybe in a little bit of an under in this game. Talk about domination in a head-to-head matchup. The New York Knicks have won at least 10 straight games against the Detroit Pistons. And that's all my database is showing me. It's just the previous 10 matchups. Granted, they're 6-4 ATS in those games, but they've won 10 in a row against the Detroit Pistons, the New York Knicks. For me, if I'm looking to bet this game, and I might, it would be an under. It would be maybe a Knicks team total under in this game, and trust the defense of the Detroit Pistons at the very least. This was a team that just held the 76ers to 95 points. So I think that potentially Detroit unders could be worth a look here. It's a 217 for the full game under. And it is for the New York Knicks team total. It's a 111.5. So you gotta figure out how I would like to approach this game. I think I want to go under the total here at 217.
I don't want to trust the Knicks to lay a number on the road. Just not something I'm interested in doing. They did cover in Miami, which I expected them to, but this is not really a Knicks team. Yes, I have their futures and everything, but I think this is a team that's going to slowly build into the year. On the opposite side, you got Detroit coming off their first win. They've covered in 3 straight. They've gone under in 4 out of 5. I feel like I would end up leaning towards Detroit in this game, but early in the year, I don't feel like I need to jump on like every single game. I do have a couple of plays tonight, but some of these where you got a little bit of a bigger road dog, I'm not really too interested in going after. I feel like it's Detroit or nothing in this game for me.
I agree, and I'm going to jump on this here. New York Knicks team total under 111.5 at -115. The full game under 217 at -110. I really like the unders in this game.
Market is just nice to help lean. Yes, leaning to.
Yes, you still got to cap the games, but for me, that was why I had such a good year in the MLB. Was I used my spreadsheets and correlated with the market, and I did really well during the MLB season. I'm hoping to translate that to the NBA.
So the NBA market's more smoke and mirrors, or it could be another tool in your toolbox. Depends on how you use it.
Yep.
Pistons spread, Detroit plus, new look Knicks. Yeah, the Knicks, we'll see. So 446 still ghosts since the 5-0 blown lead. Yeah.
He was in the comment section. It's amazing that the quote-unquote genius couldn't realize that everyone was making fun of him yesterday and not wanting him here.
The only team that's disappointed me in hockey last night was the Blackhawks. No, go Sharks. Pistons finally putting something together. Yes. That's the Hawks for you. Pass lean under. I think once the Pistons get a lead, Knicks will be at plus money. Will be fun. Could be a good option for you. NHL disappointment for me was Bruins. I don't even think they are going to make the playoffs. I would agree.
Yeah, I don't see it.
Cat should dominate. Should. I thought the Mavs were good. Lost a 5-teamer because they blew the first quarter lead. This NBA slate, the spreads are wide. Team totals and totals is the way I'm looking team total. Yeah, I understand that. I'm going to take full game unders.
Yeah.
Let's keep rolling.
Yeah, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Orlando Magic. We have the Cavaliers 8-point favorites in this game, total 217. Feels like a big number to be laying against this Orlando Magic team, but the markets kind of disagree. Line open up 6.5.
There's going to be a big caveat to this one.
Oh, Paulo Banchero. Yep. Line open up at 6.5. It's now a 7.5 for the Cavaliers. Line open up 217.5. It's still a 217.5. So it looks like the line opened after the injury news because it opened up at a 6.5. We have 86% of tickets, 83% of cash on the over. The line's moving towards the line's not moving. And then we have 52% tickets, 54% of cash on the Cavaliers. The line's moving towards it. I can understand the line movement towards the Cavaliers, though, with people maybe overreacting to the Banchero injury. Does that mean I'm going to be betting this game? The answer is no. However, I would only be looking at the Orlando Magic in this game, taking all the points personally. Is this a game I'm going to be betting now? No, it's a simple pass.
I am going to be taking the Orlando Magic. This is going to be their first game without their star player. That's an angle that I love to go after, and I'm gonna roll with it. There's no reason for me not to kind of roll with it because I know I try to. This is the only time I really pay attention to injury reports. Is when a big player goes down, and I want to try to kind of capitalize on that. I feel like this is a good spot to do so. So I'm going to be jumping on the the Orlando Magic to start off my card today.
Fair.
Let me put in this. Magic. I could see the Magic winning outright, to be honest. Yeah, I could definitely see that being a possibility. Cavs smash, sell high on Cavs. It's not a sell high on the Cavs. It's me wanting to go after the Magic after a big injury. Banchero's out for the year, I believe. That's rough for the Magic.
Ooh.
I think it was a torn Achilles. Orlando, I like the Cavs in this game. Money line. Pass. Cavs too hot to fade right now. The Orlando Magic. Pass, lean Cavs first half. Cavs off of a win. Magic off of a loss. Cavs off an emotional win too. Yeah, well, yeah. Against their Lord and Savior LeBron. So yeah. Magic are usually good under team as well. Played an unreal game. Can't play any better. Who's going to score for the Magic without star forward? I think it's going to be by committee. Cavs will probably show up for this one since they can beat the pitiful Bucks tomorrow. They probably that's yeah. You got to keep in mind they are going to be on a back-to-back tomorrow, so we'll see. Cavs was not an emotional win though. I mean, they were against LeBron, but also with Cleveland, they're 5-0 against the spread to start the year. Okay, they have been this big of favorites before. They were 10.5 against Detroit and 9.5 against Washington. They were a dog in one game, but figure I'd throw that one out there. But yeah, let's keep rolling into this one.
Yeah, we have the Atlanta Hawks and the Sacramento Kings. The Kings are 6.5-point favorites, total 237.5 in this game. Really high total, but it feels like a high total for a reason. We'll get into that in just a second. This line opened up 4.5 for Sacramento. It's now 6.5 for Sacramento. Line opened up 237.5, and it's a 237 now. So we do have a move towards the under, which is kind of interesting there because that's not where I expected this line to move. But 41% of tickets, 64% cash on the under. I guess that makes sense. We have 56% of tickets and 57% of the cash is on the Hawks. And the lines move towards the Kings in this game here. We have the Hawks picking up where they left off last season. Never covering numbers ever. They're 2-3 straight up and 0-5 ATS. They are 5-0 to the over as well. I was kind of looking over in this game. The Sacramento Kings 2-2, a 1-2-1 ATS record, and a 2-2 over/under record this year. And it feels like I wonder if we could try something, Tim, with the Atlanta Hawks that I've been doing with the Pittsburgh Penguins. And that's just taking opponent team total overs and full game overs in their games and moving on because they are 0-5 ATS and they're 5-0 to the over, which means opponent team total overs are 5-0 this year. They gave up 116 to Brooklyn. They gave up 120 to Charlotte, 128 to OKC, 121 to Washington. And then the second half of the Washington back-to-back or the home and home, they gave up 133. Granted, here's the thing that we have to deal with now. The Sacramento Kings team total over is 121.5.
Mm-hmm.
The only times that now if you're looking at the 121.5, the Hawks have kept their opponents under that number in 3 of 5 games. So these totals were a little bit lower than what we have now, and the Hawks were favorites in every game so far other than being 10.5-point dogs against the OKC Thunder. So I think is there a difference between the Hawks being favorites and the Hawks being dogs? Maybe. Don't want to take the points with Atlanta? Hell no. It's Kings or nothing. It's over or nothing. And I think it's just overall nothing for me.
I might have tripled up on this game.
Whoa.
Sacramento, the over, and Sacramento's team total over. They all kind of correlate, but this is a Hawks team that I was not high on coming into the year for good reason. They were the worst covering team so far this year. And I believe, according to covers, They're one of two teams that technically have not covered a spread because they had the Nuggets Nets game at 5.5. The Nuggets are 0-4 against the spread according to covers. But I still think the Hawks are they're going to be the worst covering team this year. I can see the Kings winning this one by double digits and putting up 130, 149. So I'm going big on the Kings tonight, minus the points, over the total, and I took their team total over just to have an extra little bet on it.
I like it. I'm tempted on that. I might add that. I might add Sacramento spread.
It would be Cavs or I'm passing. That's fair. Hawks money line. The Hawks have yet to cover. Yep, Hawks money line. I don't care. Fade the Hawks. Kings for me and their team total over. Lean Hawks team total. Hawks in the over. I'm passing. Minus the 6.5 is a trap. How is it a trap?
You're laying a lot of points on the road with the Kings team that's kind of struggled this year, and they've only covered against Utah.
I just don't think it's a trap. Tim, what's up? Hawks will at least cover the spread. No. Hawks yet to cover, and the Cavs yet to not cover. I like this perfect storm today. Days, I'll take a shot breaking the trends. Well, I think the Cavs don't cover, but if it's a line, if it was 3.5, I would take the Kings, but 6.5 is too much. In fact, I would actually like the 6.5 more. But
then the thing is, then the 6.5 is not a trap if you think it should be a 3.5.
If it's Sabres day today, you know what the routine is. Sabres the over, Tage Thompson anytime goal.
You sure you don't want to do Islanders, Brock Nelson, and
throw in Peterka anytime point? Why not? Not a trap, but not a spot I like. And the draw, Islanders.
I actually really like the draw in that game tonight.
3.5 would have been a trap.
Yeah, the 3.5
on the road. But
let's get into this one here, and this feels like a really nice spot for the Los Angeles Lakers. I know. Well, hear me out on this one. Let's talk about it. Let's take a look at the line history because the market can easily keep me off this game. And it does not look like it'll do that. Let's line opened up at a 7.5, up to an 8, up to a 9, up to a 9.5 now. So we almost have the Lakers laying double digits in this game. Line opened up 227, up to a 231. So we will move towards this over here as well. Let's take a look at the cash flow here, where we have 56% of tickets and 54% of cash on the Raptors. Line moving towards the Lakers. This screams Lakers to me. I'm sorry. I know you're probably on the opposite side. 88% of tickets, 89% of cash is on the over in this one here. I feel this is a must bet for the Los Angeles Lakers. We have the Lakers coming in off of back-to-back losses on the road. They lost to the Suns 109-105. They get blown out against Cleveland 134-110. So what do we get the Lakers for? What do the Lakers get after an embarrassing 20-plus point loss? A team that's probably going to be one of the worst teams in the NBA. However,
they have not.
They have been covering.
Yep.
Now, if the Raptors are 1-4 this season straight up, they're 4-1 ATS. My question to you is, what is this line here? If let's just say they're 1-4, but they're 2-3 ATS.
9.
Really?
I don't really think it changes all that much.
You don't.
They're not going to be. The Lakers aren't going to be an 11-point favorite.
Yeah, people see this team is covering. The Lakers have covered in 4 of their 5 games. Granted, the Suns game depends on the number you got. If you got 3.5, you lost with the Lakers. It moved all the way to 4.5. That was the closing line. That was what they have here for their ATS record. And this has been a series that the Lakers have won 3 in a row from the Raptors, and they've covered and they've won by double digits in 2 of those. I feel like this is a must bet spot for me. We have the Los Angeles Lakers off an embarrassing loss, and they get to take out their frustrations against a team that is going to be very, very bad this year. I get it. It's on the road. I'm going to lay the 9 with the Lakers here in this spot.
I took the Raptors, and it feels like one of those spots, remember the week that Georgia lost to Alabama? And then we're said, oh, they're going to come out pissed off. And then you went and said, well, just because they need to come back and win like that does not mean they're going to cover a big spread. This feels exactly the same way.
I disagree, but I'll counter in a second.
Just because the Lakers need to bounce back and win after an ugly loss does not mean they're going to cover a big spread, a 9-point spread. The Raptors have been really solid covering spreads this year. After not covering their first game against Cleveland, losing by 30, they have covered in 4 straight games. As smaller dogs than this in 3 out of the 4. 5, 8.5, and 6, and then they had the 14.5 point spread that they covered. So this has been a Raptors team that's been covering spreads, and I think they continue to cover. I could say that the Lakers will win this game, but it'll be by 3 or 4 points. It's not going to be a blowout.
My counter argument to that Georgia reference you made there is pretty simple. Georgia, after the Alabama game, was 1-3 ATS, and they've been an overvalued team all year long. The Lakers have not. The Lakers are 4-1 ATS so far this season. They are, and this is a good opportunity. Plus, who did Georgia play the week after? It was Auburn. So they did get a crappier team, but I think if you were comparing it, it'd be almost like if Georgia got a group of 5 school the next week or something like that.
Well, Auburn's pretty close to that.
Auburn is pretty close to that, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. I'm just throwing it out there. I just think it's a covering spot.
That's fair. It's just a counter argument for me there. I got Lakers -9, -110.
Lakers -9. I love it here. Raptors first half. I could see that. If the Raptors are going to cover, they gotta win the first half, in my opinion. So -6.5 for the Kings on the road in a trap. No, I don't think so.
No.
Raps money line. Lebronto in Toronto. Lakers -30. Lakers look like dummy. Always dummy. Toronto.
Yeah, I see this as a blowout game. I wouldn't talk anybody off of a trifecta. A little do damage spot here.
Aztec spread. Genty anytime touchdown and the under. Who's going to stop AD?
Scotty Barnes.
-9 is a trap. Okay, not everything's a trap here, dude. Yeah, stop with that. Lakers. Braun owns Toronto. Cover. Raptors are scrappy and can play defense. I still remember when Kobe got 80 points. Yeah, I thought it was 82. Could be wrong. You crazy if you're laying -9 on the Lakers on the road?
I'm crazy. Cool.
Anyone got some sneaky good low key players that can ball? The Toronto has some sneaky good players. Yeah, +9's a lot of points. Toronto have been scrappy. Lakers win. Don't cover. Team total over for me. That's another way to approach it if you want to look at it. Team total over.
Yeah,
that's football, Tim. This is basketball.
Yes.
It was kind of a similar analogy, in my opinion. Drew, I'm just saying it's not a trap. If Lakers want to win by 10, they will. Lakers is better without LeBron, and you'll see tonight.
Okay.
This Lakers team is different than last year's. New coaching brings a fresh life to the team.
Yeah.
I know. I have the Lakers to make the playoffs.
Lakers look better this year. They do.
Lakers -9.5. What's the motivation, though? They don't need to win by margin.
You just got embarrassed by 24 points. There's your motivation.
I wonder if the baby Raptors will be starstruck by Lebronto and AD coming to town. No. Winning by 10 points is an insurance to them holding a 30-point lead in the fourth. Yale game, Nick?
Let me get up my rankings because you know what he's talking about, right?
Yeah, FCS.
Yeah, he's talking some FCS football. My numbers have Yale as about a 2.5, 3-point favorite in this game.
I have a couple of college basketball lines.
Ooh.
And I have our first system play of the year.
Oh, good God.
How would you be interested in taking Central Florida? +3.5, hosting number 13 Texas A&M.
See, I'm looking for closer line. I'm looking for unranked.
I think anything under 4
a
in college basketball, anything under 4.
I was looking for under a bucket.
Memphis is a 4.5 point favorite against Mizzou. North Carolina is a 29.5 point favorite versus Elon. Texas 3-point favorite versus unranked Ohio State.
Okay. We'll get into those in a few days.
Oh, and Baylor and Baylor and Gonzaga are playing. Anyways, and not to mention the big game of the day, College of Charleston versus SIU.
Kidding. Is Ooey Pooey playing?
I don't know, but the College of Charleston game was the first game of the year. It's a noon game, so I'll definitely have action on it. Duke spread in the under. Yale's minus 2.5. Go Yale.
So that line is spot on then.
Go Yale. So Texans plus 2.5 wasn't a trap last night?
It absolutely was, but it was a different circumstance. Yep. Not everything's a trap. That was, though.
Lakers better without Braun? Why is winning by double digits on the road crazy? Happens all... Yeah, it does. Pass. I like that, Tim. Chelsea, yes, and they are better defensively and offensively. When does college basketball start? Can't wait to hear about 10 million teams I have zero idea about. On the 4th. Starts on the 4th. I'm excited. Let's go. College basketball. Anyways, let's keep going.
Yeah, we have the Brooklyn Nets and the Chicago Bulls. The Nets, 1.5 point favorites, total 227 in this game. Let's take a look at the line history here between a Nets team that's kind of been maybe overachieving a little bit. This line opened up at a 2, it's down to a 1.5 for the Nets. Line opened up at a 221.5. It's up to a 226. So a big move towards this over. Taking a look at the cash flow, 61% of tickets, 59% of cash is on the Bulls. So it makes sense. The line's moving slightly towards them. And then 84% of tickets, 87% of cash on the over in this one as well. The Nets are 2-3 so far this season, but they're 4-1 against the number. And they're 3-2 over under. The Bulls 3-2 straight up, 3-2 ATS, 3-2 the over. So a very 3-2 team here are the Chicago Bulls. I would lean towards Chicago in this game if I'm betting any side or total in this one here. We had the Brooklyn Nets playing their third game in 4 days. They had yesterday off, but they played the back-to-back against Denver and then against Memphis. So kind of a tricky spot for them here. I would only look towards the Bulls in this game if I'm getting involved.
I'm actually on the opposite side. This has been a Nets team that's been a little bit scrappy this year. 2-3. Honestly, probably should be 3-2. They probably should have beaten the Nuggets. I'll be honest with that one. And they probably could have. They probably had a shot against Atlanta as well in the opening game. So we could be looking at an alternate universe where the Brooklyn Nets are currently the top team in the East. Yeah, I know. But I think this is a scrappy team at home, short price, against a Bulls team that I'm still not entirely sure what we're getting out of them. Bulls coming off of 2 straight wins. But I feel like if the Bulls are going to win games, it's when they're a little bit bigger of favorites, bigger of dogs. Sorry. And I'm going to be on the Nets here. I believe I got the money line for them. What did I get it at? I didn't bet them yet. I'm going to be taking the Nets here. Let me put that in. I thought I clicked it in. I guess that's when CapperTek decided to freeze out on me. Give me the Brooklyn Nets here in this one.
Sure.
Bulls money line. I can't wait to bet spreads against the worst team in college basketball, Mississippi Valley State.
The Delta Devils.
Love it.
Can't wait for IUPUI games.
By the way, Nick, I did find it. IUPUI's first game of the year is against IUC, which is a Division II school. Which you
I was going to say UIC is the University of Illinois Chicago, the Flames, but yeah.
Yeah. Bulls fade the Nets after a win. Bulls are hooping. Need to know Levine's status. Lean over. See red. like the Bulls this year. I don't. Sneaky team. I don't think they are. 2-unit play on the Browns money line plus 105 SGA and SGA over points. The Browns? Are you talking NFL already?
The Browns on Sunday. I don't hate the Browns now. Jameis Winston under center.
Yeah, I'm going to be on the Chargers. Browns after a big home division win. I think it could be kind of a bad spot for them, in my opinion. Nets coming back down to earth. No. Can't wait for Wofford and Lafayette. You know it. Robert Morris. The randoms love it. Yes. Bulls have been tricky this season. Yeah, a little bit. Let's keep on rolling, Nick. We got 3 more NBA games, and then I'm probably going to be heading out after that.
Okay. Yeah, we have the Indiana Pacers and the New Orleans Pelicans. Pacers 4.5-point favorites, total of 232 in this game. Line opened up 235.5 down to a 232, so move towards the under. Line opened up 4.5. It's now a 3. It's now a 4.5 for the Pacers. 62% tickets, 68% cash on Indiana. Line moving towards them, so that makes sense. 73% tickets, 55% cash on the over, and the line dropping here in this spot. We've seen the Pacers kind of struggle so far this year. They are 3-2. The over, both these teams are. New Orleans is 2-3. They're 1-4 ATS. The Pacers are 2-3, but they're 3-2 ATS. I don't want the Pacers in this spot off of the big revenge game, playoff revenge game against the Celtics. And now they play a New Orleans team that's coming in off of back-to-back blowout losses against the against the Golden State Warriors, which before that they got blown out against the Blazers. Yeah, I have no interest in this spot. I would only take the points in this game. I guess gun to head, I would take the Pelicans, but no play here.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to go after this one either. It is Pelicans or nothing, but I really just don't feel the need to go after this one. So I'll make it quick because I do have a play in the next game, and then that's all I got.
Fair.
IUPUI coming again. That's soon again. I will say it is okay. According to BetStamp, it's still IUPUI. It's not, but it's no longer IUPUI.
It's Indy University or something like that.
It's I thought it was like IU Indy.
IU Indy. I don't like that at all.
IU Indy, but I'm still it will still always be Ooey Pooey.
The first game for them we'll be able to bet on is November 8th against Xavier.
Love it. 3-0 betting Bulls games, Pacers money line. Does Parleys suck? I don't think they're going to be that great.
Kind of.
Pelicans are frauds. I think it's very early in the season to be calling people frauds. But I love how Drew is just right to the point. Pels are nothing.
Everything's a trap and everyone's a fraud.
Traps and frauds all day, Nick. Traps and frauds. Pacers for me. Pelicans are off. What's the team? What's the yellow dog team?
UMBC.
Yes, UMBC. There you go. I love that team. Forgot the name. Bulls. Tim, who do you got in hockey today? I'm going to be a homer piece of shit for the first play because my Sabres are playing Knicks Islanders, so I'm going to take my Sabres. I have the Stars on the puck line at plus 231. I have the Columbus Blue Jackets money line, and I'm on the Flames money line. Yeah, sorry. NFL Browns. I bet 4-team square parlay, UConn, Ole Miss, Boise State, and Georgia. I have Georgia this week. I am on Arkansas. Didn't touch the Boise State game. Didn't touch UConn. The Pacers feel confident fresh off the Celtics takedown. Post the card after show. Nick, post the card after show after you put up all your hockey plays up on the site too.
Yep.
NBA looks hard. Lean Cavs. No. UMBC. Love them last year. Yes. Pelicans don't really have a center. Both centers day-to-day banged up. Cavs. No. Barkov anytime points for some of the Finnish guy props.
Of course, yeah.
Keep him in check, Tim. I try. It's a difficult job. All right, Nick, I'm ready to be a homer piece of crap for this one too.
Yeah, let's take a look at the Denver Nuggets.
But at the same time, it's I feel like it's an okay play.
Let's get into it. We have the Denver Nuggets taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. 4-point favorites are the T-Wolves. Total of 218 in this game. Line opened up 217.5, up to a 219. Line opened up a 4, it's still a 4. So no move on the side and a move towards the under here as well. 53% of tickets, 56% of the cash is on the T-Wolves. The line's not moving. 89% of tickets and 78% of cash on the over. Line is at least moving towards the over. They're showing some respect for the over money. And let's take a look at this matchup here. The Denver Nuggets have really struggled so far this season. Yet, here's the caveat. They're 2-2 this year. They're 0-4 ATS. They're favorites in all 4 games. This is the first time the Denver Nuggets are a dog, though, so far this season. On the flip side, the Minnesota Timberwolves are 2-2 this year. They're 1-3 against the number. The only game they covered, they were 1-point favorites against the Sacramento Kings. I've been on the T-Wolves every game so far this year. Whoops. So they've not been doing me any type of favors this year. And I would only look towards the Denver Nuggets in this game. The T-Wolves, obviously this is the playoff revenge from last year for those who like that angle. For me, I would only look towards the Denver Nuggets. Don't know if I'm getting involved here. I have 3 bets on this NBA card, and I'm kind of happy with that. But I would only take the points here in this game.
I did take the Nuggets, and I think I took them outright. I just took the Nuggets on the money line plus 156. Playoff revenge from last year, yes. This is also as you mentioned, the first time the Nuggets will be a dog this year, which I think will end up helping with them covering spreads. They're coming off of back-to-back overtime wins, which no, they don't look promising, but they came back from big deficits in both those games, which does look a little bit better. Now, I'm not super confident. That's why I grabbed the money line, because I feel like if the Nuggets don't win this game, they're not covering the spread. So that's why I just took the money line, because I don't think the points are going to come in. I don't think the points are going to matter in this game. So I just took the Nuggets outright on the money line.
Yeah, that's fair. That'd be the only way I would look in this game.
I'm putting in my site plays. Nuggets, yes. Wolves bounce back spot. What did the Wolves do last game?
They lost to the Mavericks.
Lost to the Mavericks, whatever. Nuggets revenge from last year. It's a trap. Untouchable, you're funny. DeRozan, Pra over. Conley, Pra over. Nets, Bulls over. Nuggets are the biggest frauds. They won a championship 2 years ago. They're good for another 3 years. This is the game to motivate the Nuggets show up. I hope so. Nuggets first quarter. Triple-double for Jokic. Go for it.
Should be an auto bet, right?
Jokic is already putting up crazy numbers again this year, and he's not even considered for the MVP yet. Bulls money line plus 160 had a boost on it. Plus 4 is a trap. No, I don't think so. T-Wolves first quarter spread. Drew, that is correct. This could be a trap. I don't think so. Still like the Nuggets, though. Joke over 30 points. He's been doing that this year. First quarter for the T-Wolves, Nuggets start slow. Plus 4 isn't bad since they haven't been playing good. Do you have a simple college football plus 400 parlay ready? I don't at the moment. Why I don't think it's really a trap. I do like T-Wolves first half. Nuggets win late in the game. I've already decided one leg is Army spread. I like the Army spread. Gobert over rebounds. First half Nuggets. They'll start off hot and often. Might do my Westbrook plays. Go for it. NBA high ups don't like Jokic. Makes sense. The Nuggets are a small market team. Why would they want? No. Why try to bring them up when you have super teams that they can bring up instead? Jokic MVP. Jokic over 28.5 points. Go for it. Let's head to the final NBA game. And I'll be honest, I have nothing for.
By the way, I pulled the trigger on it. Denver Nuggets plus 4.5 minus 115. Denver Nuggets plus 4.5 minus 115. Let's move on. The final game of the card, the Oklahoma City Thunder 11.5 point favorites, total of 220.5. On open up 10.5 up to 11.5. On open up 226 down to a 221. Another big move towards the under here in this one. We have 46% of the tickets, 51% of the cash on the Thunder. The line's moving towards them. So looks like a little bit of sharper money on them. 88% of tickets, 86% of cash on the over in this spot here, with the line plummeting in this game. And I understand why the line's plummeting. The Oklahoma City Thunder might be the best defensive team in all of basketball. The most they've given up so far in their 4 games this year is 104 points to the Atlanta Hawks. So this has been a really strong under team so far this season. So I understand the line move towards it. And I could see the Portland Trailblazers as a team that the Thunder shut down for less than 90 points. I could see it. Not a game I'm getting involved with, though. The Oklahoma City Thunder 4-0, 3-1 against the number. Thunder 2-3, 3-1 ATS. Not a game I'm getting involved with, but I'd maybe take a shot at the under, maybe a Portland Trailblazers team total under, or lay the points with the Thunder. But I'm not laying this many points on the road.
I don't blame you. I'm going to stay off this one. Oklahoma City's, if I had to take a pick, Oklahoma City's the best team in the league. They've kind of proven it. Their smallest win was 12 points. They look good to start the year. And I think they continue to roll. If they didn't cover the spread, it would be their smallest margin of victory this year, or possibly their first loss of the year. I don't see them losing this game. Not something I feel I need to go out and bet, because I'm not laying 11.5 points on the road. But I think this is probably a Oklahoma City blowout.
Fair. I know this is hockey news, but I just got an alert. According to Elliot Friedman, Matthew Barzal has returned back to Long Island. He will not be available tonight with an upper body injury.
Oh, great. There's your excuse.
So, no Matthew Barzal tonight.
Jokic owns the NBA. He looks really good to start the year. Nuggets just need to knock down their shots, and they've been getting clean looks from Jokic, not capitalizing. For real. Blazers, Thunder minus 40. I don't think it's going to be that big of a spread, but fair. Under, pass. This game going to be closer than you expect. It could be. SGA over 28.5 points. Cavs the best team in the league right now. I mean, I see the arguments. Trust me, I'm down for it. I have the Cavs 17-1 to win the East. Celtics are the best. Celtics probably the best. Oklahoma City team total over. No, the Sabres are not minus 300. I honestly don't like Westbrook on the Nuggets. I think it's a weird dynamic. I don't know if I like it either, but we'll see. They don't beat the T-Wolves. I don't know.
Well, I'm not asking them to beat the T-Wolves.
I got to head out for work. I'll let you have fun with the hockey card. Once again, for me, for hockey, it's Stars puck line, Sabres puck line, Columbus money line, and the Flames money line. So there you go. Good luck to you guys. Taking some big plus money. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. Well, let's get into it. The NHL card here. We have the Florida Panthers and the Dallas Stars. This game taking place at Nokia Arena in Finland. So, of course, you can use the angle. Finnish players, Alexander Barkov, Miro Heiskanen, Rupe Hintz, Esla Lindell, I'm missing a couple others, but let's get into it here. We have the Florida Panthers. They're 7-3-1 to start the year. The Dallas Stars are 7-2. These are two of the best teams in the league. The Dallas Stars have won back-to-back games heading into this series. 5-2 win over the Bruins, 4-2 win over the Blackhawks. On the flip side, the Florida Panthers have looked really good. They went through New York and beat all three teams. They beat the Rangers 3-1, the Islanders 6-3, and the Sabres 5-2. Head-to-head, the Panthers won 2 last year. The last 2 last year, they won 2 in a row. They've won 6 of the last 10 against the Dallas Stars. As much as I would love action in this game, I think this line's right. I have this game projected at Panthers minus 110 range and the 6.1 total. So the slightest of edges maybe towards an over in this game, but still got to mess with the juice. And if the 6 is plus money, or if it's a 5.5, I'm more interested in the under or in the over, which it's not going to be. It is a 6 at minus 115, and it's a minus 120 for the Panthers. So I don't see much value in this game. I just don't. And I'm not going to force the action here in this spot with it just because it's a 2:00 game. If I'm betting anything, take shots with like Barkov point and Rupe Hintz point and stuff like that. Other than that, I don't see a reason to go ahead and bet this game other than just for an enjoyment. Guess gun to head, I'd take the Panthers in the over, but not going to bet this game. Earle's losing best player equals Earle's win. I hope so. I don't know though. That offense has been terrible since they lost Duclair. Now they've lost Barzal, so that's not good. Just appreciate it. Is Celebrini coming back anytime soon? 14-1 Calder prop is very tempting. Maybe. Florida wins both games. Pass, lean Stars. Celebrini winning Calder, not looking good. Stankoven or Michkov seem like they are ahead by a mile. Yeah, I can definitely see that. Let's move on, though, to a game I'm kind of interested in here because we have the Rangers off an embarrassing loss to the Washington Capitals. I think it was like a 6-3 loss. So when you lose by margin, I expect a bounce back here from the New York Rangers. And when you look at it, I think that's more of an offensive bounce back. Let's take a look here. As the Rangers are 6-2-1, they're 4-4-1 over under this year against the 5-4 Ottawa Senators, who are 5-4 over under this year. They're 1-3 away from Ottawa. They're 4-1 in Ottawa this year at Canada Tire Arena there. And on the flip side, the Rangers are 2-1-1 at MSG this year. So they've really not, and they're 4-1 away from home. So they've been a better road team than they have home team. But they lost their first road game of the season against Washington. And the last one, they're 5-3. A game they were badly outplayed, outshot 45-19. They were 0-4 on the penalty kill. Right? They were 0-4 on the penalty. They got 4 power play goals. They were 1-for-3 on the power play. They've really struggled. Or no, they were good on the PK then. Never mind. But this is where you want the Rangers, is off of a bad loss like this. And you have the Ottawa Senators off of a very satisfying 8-1 win against the St. Louis Blues. So I think this is a good spot actually to go ahead and fade the Sens and back the Rangers. And the question is, how do we do it? Because, yes, the Rangers are minus 180. I see value in a minus 1 line potentially here. I think a better way to approach this one is not asking them to cover a puck line, not asking them to win in regulation, not asking them to win the game outright. Just give me 4 goals. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to one of my favorite plays so far of the season. New York Rangers team total over 3.5 minus 115. This has been a Rangers team that offense. I think that they're going to put an emphasis on offense maybe a little bit after they've really struggled offensively the last few games. They scored only 3 against the Capitals. They scored 2 against the Ducks and 1 against the Panthers. So this offense is starting to struggle a little bit. I think this is a good get-right spot for them here against the Ottawa Senators, who I still don't trust defensively. Rangers team total over 3.5 minus 115. I like this spot for them. I'm out. Post the – yep, I got you. Like goals. Yes, I would lean towards the full game over as well. Yeah, he had no real value at the start. of the year. His current odds does intrigue me, though. Fair. Rangers team total over, and over Senators coming off of Red Blacks goals. And yeah, exactly. Which we could talk about the Red Blacks. They play the Argonauts this weekend in the East playoffs for a trip to face Montreal. Which I think the Argos win that game. I think the Argos beat the Alouettes. So there's a little CFL action there. Let's take a look at the next matchup here, the Buffalo Sabres and the New York Islanders. This line has moved a little bit, obviously, with the Barzal news. I did move on this game last night, and of course, you can get a better line on it now. But we have the New York Islanders. They're 3-5-2 to start the year. They've really struggled. They're 5-5 over under. On the flip side, the Sabres 4-5-1, 5-3-2 over under so far this year. 3-3 at KeyBank Arena there in Buffalo, New York. The Buffalo Sabres are coming off of a 5-2 loss, which snapped a 3-game winning streak for the Florida Panthers. The Islanders have now lost 3 in a row in regulation to the Panthers, the Ducks, and the Blue Jackets. And I mean, they outshot their opponents in 2 of those 3 games, and they were just goal lead in both games by Maurice Leakins and by Dostal. And I do expect the Islanders offense to eventually start to click. I got, unfortunately, a bad number on this because I did not know about the Barzal injury. Heading into today, I got over 5.5 at -130. You can now get that at -150, -120. I would still advocate for it. Why? Because it's a system play here. We'll call it a system play for right now. Shout out to the Ice guys for this one, and I've kind of been riding with it a little bit too. And I understand the reasoning behind it, and I like the reasoning behind it, and I see value on it here. You get a team off of a shutout loss. You bet overs. I believe it's 15-2 the first period over, and it's 12-4-1 to the full game over. I'm on the full game over 5.5 here at -130. You can get -117 on Bovada. It's anywhere between 115, 120, 125 range. So I'm on the over 5.5 here in this game. I kind of do lean towards the Buffalo Sabres, but I would have rather them at a dog price rather than a favorite price. I do have the Sabres around a 115, 120 favorite in this game. So I think this line's about right. So no play for me on the side in this game, but I did play the over 5.5 last night. And I thought I beat a line movement until the injury. So we'll see. I mean, Celebrini comes back and lights it up, then sure, but he will win. Bedard missed a lot of time last year, but Celebrini might suck. Who knows? That's fair. Sabres seem like the best, but Isles are also in desperation mode. Yeah. Let's hope he does. Just for that futures bet, I don't, but I don't remember him doing anything special in the lead up. So pass for now. That's fair. Other than getting 2 points in the first period he's played in the NHL, he hasn't really done much. Let's get into it. 3 games remaining on the card. We have the Winnipeg Jets and the Columbus Blue Jackets. Now, this line has moved. It's down to a 160, 165 number now for the Winnipeg Jets. And why is that? Because Eric Comrie is in net for Winnipeg here in this game. The 9-1 Winnipeg Jets, they are 6-3-1 to the over. They're a perfect 5-0 away from Winnipeg. On the flip side, the Columbus Blue Jackets, they've been a nice little team this year so far. They're off of back-to-back wins against the Islanders and the Oilers. They're 5-3-1 to start the year. They're 8-1 ATS. So this is a Blue Jackets team that has presented some value so far this season. Do we get that in this game? Here is the ultimate question mark. And then the other question we have to ask is, did we miss our line here potentially with the Blue Jackets? With the line dropping with the announcement going to Comrie in this spot. And I'm going to say no. I would like to back the Blue Jackets here at home. The Winnipeg Jets are a team that, they bounced back 6-2 win against the Detroit Red Wings after a 6-4 loss to the Maple Leafs. This is still not a Winnipeg Jets team I like to jump in front of. And I'm not going to in this game, but it would be dog or pass for me in this spot with the Columbus Blue Jackets. I think there's value on them here, but I can easily see also Winnipeg taking care of business in this game, even with Eric Comrie. So maybe the better play in this game would be a Columbus team total over with Comrie in net. But it's no play for me. I would only look towards the Blue Jackets, though, in this game. Michigan spread in the under tomorrow. I have my numbers up here. I haven't bet anything. I have to do a full in-depth cap. But just on the surface, my numbers like, where is Michigan? Against Oregon. Yeah, no, I like Michigan plus the points tomorrow. Monahan anytime goal. I know it pushed last time, but the Blue Jackets first period again. The over. Battle of the top defensemen, Morrissey and Werenski. There you go. Wildcats money line. UCF is dead to me. I'm guessing that is Arizona. Where is UCF? Yeah. I think that number's right. At 6.5. That's correct. Let's move on. The Minnesota Wild and the Tampa Bay Lightning. It's a pick'em. Total of 6 in this game. We have the Lightning 7-3 on the year. They're 5-4-1 over under. They're 3-2 away from Amalie Arena. The Minnesota Wild 6-1-2. They're 4-4-1 over under this year. They're only 1-0-1 at home this year. They've only played 2 home games. This is their first game back off of the road trip there, where it was a successful one. They won 5 of the last 6 games. They went 5-1-1 on that road trip. Only losses was the 7-5 loss against the Flyers and the 2-1 overtime game against the Winnipeg Jets. The Tampa Bay Lightning are on a 3-game winning streak right now. They've looked good. Their last loss was against this Minnesota Wild team, so maybe a little bit of a revenge spot here for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Let's take a look at my projections for this game here, and I do have the Wild as a favorite, though. So I do see value on the money line with Minnesota in this game. It's another spot where do I want to jump in front of the Tampa Bay Lightning? Or the Tampa Bay Lightning on a 3-game winning streak. And I don't think the answer is yes to that, especially with the situational spot here with Minnesota coming back from a long road trip. So ultimately, this is not a fun slate. And it's kind of tricky. But I would, and now Minnesota won the last game that was in Tampa Bay, but they were plus 140, plus 145 in that game. Now we're looking at a pick'em, and they're actually slight favorites in some spots. So not a game I'm getting involved with. Not a great card today. But I would only look towards. I don't even know where I would look towards situationally. I mean, this is a Lightning spot, but my number suggests value on the Wild. So another spot where I just don't have too much of an interest in this one here. I don't even know where to begin with this one. Wild in the over again. Have the Jets used their backup yet? This would be the game they would use them. They are using them. Lightning money line. Tampa on the road, not to be trusted. SMU seems like a trappy line. SMU. Yeah, I have them as a 5.5 point favorite personally, so I might take a small shot with Pitt, but I don't know yet. Line's telling you to bet Tampa. It kind of is. But we'll see. Let's move on. I will have a play on this one here. We have 2 system plays today. And this is the second spot here with a team off of a shutout loss. And that would be, nope, never mind. They lost 5-1. So that's not a system play. And the New Jersey Devils are off a shutout win. Let's get into it here. The Devils, 7-4-2. They're 6-6-1 over under. They're 4-2 away from Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey. And the Calgary Flames are 5-4-1. They're 4-6 over under this year, 3-2 at the Scotiabank Saddle Dome this season. The Devils are off of 2 very nice wins, a 6-2 win against the Ducks, a 6-0 win against the Canucks. On the flip side, this could be a little bit of a desperate spot for the Flames. 4 straight losses, but they've lost to decent teams: Carolina, Winnipeg, Vegas, and Utah in their last 4 games. And now they're a decent-sized dog in this one here. And should they be this size of a dog? I kind of think so. Once again, I don't know if I'm getting involved in this one either. This is a tricky game. It's a tricky slate. To where I like 2 plays early, and that's about it. Wow. I am not a fan of this slate today. With small leans towards Columbus and Calgary. I would only look Calgary in this game with the Devils coming off a very satisfying win, the Flames coming off of a bad loss. I think this is a nice spot for Calgary to maybe bounce back. But their advanced numbers suggest that they should have been getting blown out in those games. So I don't know if positive regression is coming towards Calgary anytime soon. So another game where I just don't have too much of an interest Maybe it's an under 6.5. I think Calgary's offense has kind of fallen off as of late, where they have gone under in 3 of their 4 games. They've only scored 3 goals once in the last 4 and twice in the last 6. So this is a team that's offensively struggling right now. I think this is the come back down to earth type of moment here, or type of time right now for the Calgary Flames. After their hot start, I would lean probably under 6.5 in this game if I'm getting involved, and a small shot towards Calgary, but I don't want to trust them right now. So it's a pass overall. Very crappy card. So not getting too involved in today. Lobos minus 7.5. Flames going to hammer Markstrom. He did them wrong, and they're going to are going to embarrass him. Wow. Okay. Okay, I think I found a three-teamer. Army, Navy, Clemson, all in the spread. Good luck. Flames in the over. They got their ass handed to them by the Utah Hockey Club. Yeah, I would only look towards the dog in this game. But I guess I'm going to save bullets for tomorrow because it's a way bigger card tomorrow, and we'll go from there. But that is all of the games for today's card. Let's do that. I will have all the stuff posted after the show here. My CapperTek will be in the description, in the comment section there. Let's take a look real quick to see has anybody followed me on CapperTek so they can get their free week. The answer is click. No, nobody has followed me recently. So all you gotta do is follow me and on the CapperTek, and you'll get a week free. I will send you a week free, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, thanks everyone. Appreciate it. But that is going to do it for this show. I want to thank you guys as always for watching, and we'll catch you guys same time, same place for another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. Good luck, everyone.